Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so, this has been 2 years in the making. I'm happy that, I was able to get, Raph, back on it. We're gonna do a quick check-in. Like I said, it's been 2 years in the making. He was with us when we were live streaming, Outlast 2. So I picked up The Evil Within, and I was like, fuck it, why not? Let's get him back on so we can have a good time, and that means we're going to finish the series, and if you guys like this, I will be doing the Outlast 1 game. But before we get into any of that, sir, how are you doing?
I'm good, I'm good. How about you? How are you doing?
Oh my god, I'm, pretty good. We are, God, you were, I said this 2 years ago, I'm gonna say it again, you were the reason I started streaming, you are the reason I started recording, and, yeah, just, I was on Twitch one day, and I was just, nobody was, really streaming, the Metal Gear series, and I was like, let's see who's doing it, and it was you, and, you enjoyed my company for some reason, and, yeah, I followed you, I, listened to you while I was at work, and, yeah, you became the Obi-Wan to my Skywalker. Oh, Lord.
It's like May 4th was a couple days ago or something.
Oh wait, no, or would you be the Yoda to my Anakin, to my Skywalker?
To your Skywalker, I mean, Jesus, could be either. I love both of those characters. It could be either one. It could be your Obi-Wan to your Anakin, or your Yoda to the Skywalker.
Oh shit! But alright, sir. So yeah, we're gonna do a quick video. It's not going to be that long, probably a half hour. So we're just going to do a quick check-in, sir. Last I knew, you were doing a Pokemon game. How is that going, and what have you changed about your streaming since then?
Okay, awesome. So yeah, I think last time we dropped by, I think we were doing, I think it was Pokemon Scarlet. It was awesome. I finished the game. Really great game. Highly recommended. It's filled with bugs. And I don't mean I don't mean just the bug type Pokemon. Just like it has some bugs on it, but it's pretty impressive to see kind of like a buggy game that's still really good, and you still have a really good time with it. It's weird. It's a weird notion nowadays. I feel like a lot of these games that come out nowadays have like bugs, and like they're unplayable. But it was awesome. The game was great. Had a great time. Got to do some more shiny hunting on that one. And since then, we've kind of moved over. I'm still playing some Pokemon content. But I did start streaming, which came out just a few days ago, actually about a week ago, I guess. Star Wars, the new Star Wars game that came out.
My wife bought that for me. It's fun. Oh my Lord.
Nice. Did you play the first one?
Yes, I believe.
Okay, good.
I believe I gave, because as you know, I give a games a rating right as I complete it.
Yeah.
I think only because it was, well, first off, my first Star Wars game, because there are like a bunch out there, but this was my first official one. It was so frustrating to me. I think I gave it like an 8.5. Like the visuals were fantastic. The art was beautiful. I liked the character, but coming from a person that's played the Star Wars games, what did you think of Cal Kestis in the first one?
Oh, I mean, I honestly, I love him. I love the character a lot. He's really interesting because it's basically from a perspective of a Padawan survivor from... Yes,
from Order 66, I believe.
Yeah, from Order 66, and like basically eradicating the entire Jedi. I don't even know what to call them. Not people, religion, I don't know. But it was just crazy. It was really interesting to kind of see, and like having like I feel like they did a great job kind of making the character be very like human like, and not just like this crazy character, you know, like he had all these issues and he went through all this PTSD and all this stuff, which affected him, and it was really awesome. I find him a very relatable character, so yeah, I really like them. I don't know, I feel like it's like that one first time where they kind of, in a Star Wars game, I've played many of them, not all of them, but many of them, and I feel like this is probably like the first one where you feel like that character, like that connection with the character, just they feel human. It's weird, but I love him. I love Cal. He's amazing.
Now I've never really watched the Star Wars films. I've dabbled in them, but my question is, so how can I put this? As the years go on, we're going to get constant Star Wars cartoon shows and constant films and everything. What makes what canon from this point on, and what's just a nice thing to watch or like a nice thing to play? Like, what makes you know that it's a part of the story?
You mean like the video game?
Yeah, like,
or like,
because
towards like the films.
Yeah, the films, the shows, the games. Okay. Like what makes you know that it's like in the official universe, and what's just like what is it?
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So I mean, and you know, it honestly just depends on how far you dig into like the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
When Disney took over the brand,
yes,
a lot of the Star Wars universe that was canon was kind of thrown out the window.
Yeah.
And there was kind of like a reset that was made where like a lot of stuff is not considered canon for like purposes of like moving forward with Disney. Many stories, many video games that kind of got left out, which a lot of people were sad about. But now, depending on how far down you dig on it, there's obviously the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy, and then the sequel trilogy. All of that stuff is canon. Anything moving forward from like Disney acquiring the brand is also canon, obviously, but there's certain things that were made in the past, obviously like the Clone Wars show, animated show, Star Wars Rebels, those kinds of stuff are also kind of included in the canonic world of Star Wars. And for example, Jedi Fallen Order, which was the first video game that we're talking about now, the sequel is Jedi Survivor. That game falls now within that canon because, and again, it just depends on how much you're willing to dig into this. So like if you're willing to do the research and stuff like that, there's a lot of people that post information on this and the timeline when things are taking place and stuff like that. So we know that, for example, Jedi Survivor right now, the new sequel that came out to Jedi Fallen Order, that's actually taking place right as and then there was a show that was released which is called Obi-Wan, and it's basically everything that happened. Yes, good.
No, shit. Never mind.
Oh god. Oh no.
Shit.
Oh yeah, I don't think we're gonna try that. Yikes.
Yes, I did watch that with my buddies. I did watch that.
Oh, awesome.
With my buddies, yes.
Awesome. Did you like it?
I did. I liked how it dealt with Leia and all that. Like right near the end, it was like more focused on the kids in the future. I did like that. But prior to that show, the last thing I watched was when I forgot which one it was, but when Anakin was in that race.
Phantom Menace.
Yes, that was the only one I watched. And that was when it was VHS.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like the first, that's episode 1, yeah.
Yes.
So essentially, this obviously takes part, like the Obi-Wan show takes part way after all that, when Luke is still young and Leia is still young, but, you know, outside of that whole Order 66, and the Empire has been already established, and they're ruling everything. So essentially, we know that Jedi Survivor is taking place during that timeline.
Okay.
Obi-Wan's around. We know Anakin's around, but Luke Skywalker's around, but he's young. So is Leia. So it's happening around that time. So it's definitely like canonically to the Star Wars universe moving forward.
Okay.
But if you're willing to do research, there is a ton of stuff out there, and people have done amazing stuff. With including like all the new stuff and everything that's canon, like the Mandalorian series now that's also just wrapped up their last season 3. There's going to be another season of it. That's also canonically also takes part, which is very interesting because that also takes what the heck. That's a big blunder. That's a big blunder.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, nice.
So jumping from that, since we are discussing the Mandalorian and all that, did you watch him in the Last of Us show?
Yes, I still haven't finished it, but yeah,
okay.
I've been watching. I need to finish that show.
Oh my lord, brother! It was a good show.
It's incredible.
My mother-in-law, who's never played the video games but watched the show, she said it was fantastic, and I'm like,
oh, awesome.
Yeah. So, I am one to say that. So, did you play the video games, both of them?
Oh yeah, that's 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're going to agree with me. I will take this to my grave. Joel deserved it. That's just my opinion. Joel deserved what he got. Abby is #1, my favorite character, and she was in the right. That's just my opinion. What did you think of the show so far, since you didn't finish it?
The show's awesome. I think you can tell how much care they took in the show to portray basically exactly what happened in the game.
Yeah.
And kind of be true to that story.
Right.
The characters are amazing. You know, the actors do an incredible job portraying them. I think like the cast, they hit the nail on the head. Like that was just amazing. Like I can't imagine other people playing these characters. They're just so good. The story's amazing. I think and I haven't seen much of like the Infected yet.
Okay.
Because I'm not super far along.
Right.
In the show, but what I've seen so far has been done incredibly great. I feel like I think they even took it up a notch where the stuff in the show is so much more believable than what happened in the game, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And even they do such an awesome job, because one of the things that they don't do in the game is explain a lot about what happened and how it got to the point that it did. But the show's kind of covering that, and I really appreciated that. That was awesome to kind of get all that information on how the outbreaks happen, where did it hit first, what were they trying to do about it. It's been awesome. It's been really, really cool, and I'm excited to kind of finish it on that one for sure.
So we're halfway through the video, so I wanted to talk about you and your channel, since again we haven't done this in 2 years. What have you been up to since we last talked, and what future content are you looking forward to be doing?
So right now, I've been, unfortunately, like, work has been, you know, unfortunately, streaming doesn't pay the bills yet.
Yeah.
One day, hopefully, we get there, right? We all want to get there one day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, we all want it. But it's, right now, work has been taking a lot, like, of my time, and so, unfortunately, I've had to, like, cut my streams down, my stream days and stuff like that. I'm slowly attempting to kind of like bridge that gap and start adding more streams to my time where like I come home after work and I stream for a little bit. Starting to test that out and see how that goes. So far it's been okay. So I'm excited to hopefully add more streaming to my schedules to diversify more and like get more variety, because I am a variety streamer, so I like to do all this kind of content, not just like Pokemon.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to just kind of like get more out there, even get back into recording stuff for YouTube, which I haven't been able to do in a while. And just kind of do more variety stuff. I'm trying to update the brand and stuff, and I have people helping me with that, which is amazing. I just haven't had the chance to sit down and do it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of like revamp a little bit. I'm also looking forward to do some more Metal Gear streams, because I feel like it's been so long.
Yes.
Since I've done one.
Yes.
And I love Metal Gear so much. It's incredible. And I want to keep playing more Metal Gear. And funny enough, I found a game which is a parody of Metal Gear, and it's called Unmetal. I don't know if you've heard about it.
I have not heard. What is this?
Yeah. So it's called Unmetal, and it's basically very based on Metal Gear, and it's like it's supposed to be like a really funny take on like not obviously everything that happened in like Metal Gear Solid and Shadow of Moses and all that stuff, but kind of like that same premise and like story. But it's supposed to be really funny and it's hilarious, and I'm dying to stream it. I found that not that long ago about it. I watched a little bit of it and I thought the game was hilarious, and I'm like, I need to play this. It's like more like it's 2D style game, but the same idea. Although this one's an overhead 2D game, so it doesn't have like those 3D graphics or anything like that. But I'm really excited. It has like a really in-depth story, very similar to Metal Gear.
Woo.
I'm excited to kind of bring that into the stream and share that with the community.
So I'm gonna say something controversial, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. The second best Metal Gear Solid, in my opinion, is Rising with Raiden. That's just my opinion.
It was a great game. I mean, the gameplay in that game, and the story was great, but the gameplay in that game is incredible. Like, they did such an awesome job.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely. I have. That's one of my top games in the Metal Gear series. My only thing is that since that, I would honestly consider that kinda to be like its standalone.
Okay.
Thing.
Okay.
Because it's basically story on Raiden, which is awesome. Which kind of takes. I feel like it kind of takes. Well, it doesn't really take him because it does tie in, but it does take him a little bit away from like the whole Metal Gear storyline.
Okay.
If you look at 1 through like Guns of the Patriot, so that would be 4. Yeah.
So basically, you're saying that if the Metal Gear title wasn't attached to it, then it could be its own game.
Can't let him
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it does obviously need to be attached to it because, well, Raiden is a character from Metal Gear.
Yep.
But on the same note, it 100% could have been left out, and like Raiden could have had his own, like, who knows, trilogy of games or something like that. That would have been awesome to see.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people loved Metal Gear Rising, and it's such a good game. I think everyone was kind of expecting to see more of that, but nothing really happened with that. Yeah, which is unfortunate because it's an awesome game. But I love that game. So yeah, I'll give you that one. I'll 100% give you that one.
Oh, but what games are you looking out for that that came out or are coming out?
So right now I have, that come to my mind right now, I have 2 games that, well, a couple games, but I have 2 games that are confirmed right now that are releasing soon or just recently released. One of them is Tron Identity, which I'm looking forward to streaming, and I'm excited to play it. I love Tron games. Tron games have been a part of me for the longest time too. And this one's more like a visual novel, like a murder mystery type visual novel, illustration of the Tron universe, and I'm excited to play that. I'm also excited for Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom that's coming out as well very soon, in just a few days. I'm super stoked to play that game. I cannot wait. What I've seen so far looks awesome, and I think it's just so great. And also hopeful to see at some point some kind of news on these other 2 games, which would be the next installment for the Kingdom Hearts series and the Part 2 for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
They're still doing that?
Yeah, they're still doing that.
Oh my brother! Just release the whole damn game!
I know, it's crazy. Well, it's a huge game, and they're taking their time with it. I mean, and obviously because they want to make money.
Yep.
They're gonna milk that as much as they can, and they're basically taking a full game and cutting it up. I think I don't know where the correct one is, because I think at one point there were like 4 parts. Now they're saying it's only 3 parts, but they've also released DLC for the game. So it's just, I don't know where that stands at the moment. But I'm definitely excited to see that. And then, before I forget, also, which we've been teased about for the longest time, and we just don't know where the heck the game is in production right now, the sequel to Hollow Knight, which is Silk Song. Super excited too.
Oh yeah, you were streaming that.
Yeah, I played Hollow Knight for a long time. Probably one of the games that I streamed the longest, just because it's so hard and brutal.
Oh my lord. Watching you play it, man, just infuriated me, because I'm like, I watched it, and then I'm like, I think I can play it, and I played it, and it was like, you were like the master of it, and I was like getting my shit canned on the first boss, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel you, because like, I honestly feel the same way in reverse about like everybody else that I've also seen play that game, which are much better, and it's just crazy. But it's really just about like basically taking that game and playing it non-stop.
Yeah.
Because I stopped. I was playing the game casually. I got to a boss and I just could not beat that boss, and I was like, well, I can't do this. And then I started like reaching out to like the community and stuff like that, and then a lot of people are really awesome at helping people to give me pointers and like how to do things, because they've gone through this stuff and they've done it, and that was super helpful for me. But it's just about like just dying 500,000 times to this one boss until you get it down packed perfectly, and then you can beat them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel you. Honestly, like, that game was just like,
Where's Joseph?
it's a game that definitely would cause anyone to just grab your freaking remote and toss it and like smash it.
Yeah. But no, man, I loved watching you play games, man, and it was because what started it for me was every time I jumped on YouTube when I was at work, I would want to watch a game, but they never did it the way I wanted to, or they didn't talk at all, or they talked too much, or whatever. And I'm like, I wish there was a way that I could play it, so that way when I stop playing the games and all that, it would still be able for me to play it. But then I was like, well, nobody would watch me record and all that. So a buddy of mine was like, oh, we'll go on Twitch and you can watch them play it live. And I'm like, oh, that sounds great. And I was on there for like a day or two, and people were I jumped on Black Flag first, and the streamer was like just this rude dude, because I asked a question and it spammed it, and he got mad at me. He's like, you need to stop saying the same question twice. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I found you, and I'm like, hey, so what do I do? And you're like, oh, Brock, stream it, man. You do what you want to do, man. Do what you want to do. And I'm like, oh, an actual person. It's nice to me. Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a lot of and I'm glad. I'm glad you found the channel and that you've been part of the community.
Yeah.
You're awesome. I had a blast definitely when we were chilling and playing some Metal Gear. Yeah, it's really interesting just to see a lot of interactions out there that other streamers do, and I'm just like, I don't get it, but people like it, you know. It's one of those things where it's just like kind of like to each their own.
Yep.
A little further and we'll be fine.
But yeah, no, I get that 100% because that's the same way. I feel like we all kind of start that way. We're just like, it's just like, okay, well, I just don't kind of like this. This is, and you just kind of got to do you. You just do you, and as long as you're happy with that and you're doing yourself, I think that's awesome.
Well, again, too, your mods and all that, you know, and your loyal guys that, you know, when you jump in, they welcome you and everything, and yeah, and some of your loyal Twitchers, when I first started streaming, they also followed you into my stream, and we communicated, and yeah, it was just all fun, man. It was you bring good vibes, man. You bring some good folks wherever you go, and yeah, that's great that you're still doing this, man, and you were willing to jump in and do this for me once again.
Yeah, awesome, man. No, it's honestly my pleasure. I love doing this, and so I always have a lot of fun hanging out and get to talk about games and stuff and catching up. It's great. It's chill. Really like it.
So it seems like we have a quick minute left. So if you wanted to give us one more run through on what your schedule looks for Twitch and everything, and your channel and everything, and just let the people know what you're doing in the future.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So, you know, my Twitch channels are Haven, R_Haven. You can find me over at twitch.com/R_Haven. And I am a variety streamer. I am doing a lot of Pokemon content right now, which is awesome, and I love Pokemon. It's a big part of me as well, of my gaming career, quote unquote. So I do dedicate a lot of time to that. I am a variety streamer, so I do stream a lot of stuff like Metal Gear, Star Wars, Jedi Survivor, things like that. You know, a lot of Zelda games. I play a lot with my communities. We do Pokemon Unite as well, which is that's community streams where I have my members that do play with me and play live on stream, and it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of stuff like that every once in a while, and we just hang out, and I talk about video games, and I rank video games and see how I like them and stuff like that on the streams. And yeah, looking forward to doing much more stuff and welcoming and growing the community and just kind of having a great time while playing some games. Schedule-wise, right now I'm only streaming Fridays is my set day. I have added Wednesdays to that as well. Fridays I'm kind of streaming around 12 Eastern time to, but more than likely between like 1 Eastern time to like about 4 or 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And then I'm doing Wednesdays, I think whenever I get home from work, which usually probably be around a stream like around 7 o'clock for like about an hour and a half until 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Awesome. Yeah, folks, so again, Raph's links are going to be in the description. Thank you for joining us, sir, and I hope you had fun.
Awesome. I did. Thank you for having me, Brock. It was awesome. It was a great time.
And with that being said, folks, we'll see you in the next one.